Today's podcast, English Listening Practice Podcast, topic name is The Beauty of English Words. Have you ever really paused to think about the beauty, just the sheer beauty that's right there in language itself?
It's a fascinating question, isn't it? Because it's not just about, what the words mean.
Exactly. It's about how they feel, right? Yeah. How they sound when you say them or when you hear them.
Mm-hmm. Or the pictures they create in your mind almost instantly.
Yeah, like tiny movies. And English, well, with its huge vocabulary pulling from everywhere over centuries, it really is this incredible luminous tapestry. That's a good way to put it.
A tapestry, I like that. Woven with history, emotion.
And just pure sound sometimes. So today we're doing a deep dive into that tapestry. We're on a mission, really, to find some of those standout threads.
The really exquisite ones.
Yes. Words that do more than just define something. Words that, resonate or paint those vivid pictures or carry this emotional weight that just hits you differently.
Yes, yeah.
Our goal here is to give you a shortcut, maybe, to being really well informed about some of these hidden gems in the language.
And hopefully enrich your own way of expressing things.
Totally. Maybe even spark a little creativity when you hear them.
And like you said, this isn't just about collecting definitions, though those can be interesting too.
Right, not just a vocabulary list.
No. This deep dive is more about broadening how we see language itself as this living thing.
Constantly changing, evolving.
Exactly. Giving us new ways to see and talk about our world. So we'll explore not just what these words mean, but really dig into why they feel beautiful.
Okay, so what makes them beautiful? Sound?
Could be the sound, yeah. Does it sort of mimic the meaning? Or maybe it's the origin story. Sometimes they're really surprising ancient myths or surprisingly modern coinages.
Or just the feeling they give you, that gut reaction.
Precisely. The feelings, the sensations they bring up, giving a voice to things that are, hard to describe otherwise. And understanding all that, it gives you a much deeper connection to just how powerful communication can be.
Right. It's like turning a plain sentence into something more.
An experience, whether you're reading, writing, speaking, or even just listening. It's appreciating language almost like an art form.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's unpack this and jump right in.
Let's do it.
So we're going to start our journey with words that don't just, carry meaning. They practically sing to your senses.
The sensory words first. Good place to start.
Yeah, get ready for some delightful sounds, sights, even smells. Our first stop is a word that just perfectly captures beautiful sound. Mellifluous.
Mellifluous even sounds nice.
Doesn't it? So mellifluous means sweet or musical, pleasant to hear.
Sweet or musical, okay.
And its origin story is just as sweet. It comes from Latin. Mel, which means honey.
Honey, like the food.
Exactly. And fluere, which means to flow. So literally it translates to flowing like honey.
Wow, flowing like honey. That's incredibly evocative.
Isn't it? Just imagine a voice so smooth, so resonant, no harsh edges at all. It just pours into your ears like liquid gold.
Okay, I can picture that. Like a really good radio announcer or
a fantastic audiobook narrator. Or a singer whose voice just wraps around you. You might say, for example, his mellifluous voice narrated the audiobook, captivating listeners for hours. It made everything sound so easy, so understandable.
Yeah, the kind of voice you could just listen to forever.
Totally. So when you're trying to describe something that sounds incredibly pleasing, that soothes the ear, maybe even transports you, this is your word.
It's more than just nice sounding.
Much more. It evokes pure auditory pleasure, really. A full immersion in the sound.
And it's quite striking, isn't it, how the actual sound of mellifluous, those smooth M and ill sounds.
Yeah, M and ill.
And the soft vowels, they really do mimic that sweetness, that flow it describes.
It's like the word is doing what it means.
Exactly. It performs its meaning phonetically. It's like linguistic onomatopoeia, in a way.
Ooh, I like that. Linguistic onomatopoeia.
It appeals directly to your hearing, even before you know the definition. And that highlights something fascinating about language, right?
What's that?
How certain sound combinations just seem to evoke certain feelings intrinsically. Think about how often soft consonants and long vowels in English feel gentle or fluid or beautiful.
That's true, like lullaby or murmur.
Right, so the sound of mellifluous makes it not just a descriptor, but an experience. It really shows how the sound of words is just as important to their beauty as their meaning.
That's a brilliant point about the word performing its meaning. And speaking of lovely sounds, our next word is another real auditory gem. susurrus.
Susurrus. Okay, another interesting sound.
Yeah, this one means a soft whispering or rustling sound, a murmur.
Whispering or rustling. Okay, softer sounds.
Exactly. It comes directly from the Latin susurrare, which means to whisper or murmur.
Susurrare. Makes sense.
And when you think susurrus, don't think loud or obvious. Think really gentle, barely near sounds. The kind you have to lean in to hear.
Like in nature.
Perfect example. You could say, the susurrus of leaves in the breeze lulled her into a peaceful sleep, like a soft, constant companion.
Or maybe like the quiet background noise in a library.
Yes. The susurrus of distant conversations in the library was a comforting backdrop. It's not a loud rustle. It's that quiet, continuous, almost rhythmic whisper, that delicate, hushed soundscape. It's perfect for adding that almost meditative auditory texture to writing or speech. Really pulls the listener into a quiet scene.
And susurrus is just a prime example of sound symbolism, isn't it?
How so?
Well, those repeated sounds, they create this hushed, almost breathy, sibilant effect.
Sibilant, like hissing, but gentle here.
Exactly, gentle. It perfectly mirrors the soft whisper or murmur it describes. The word itself almost makes you want to listen closely, lean in like you would for a real whisper.
Yeah, it does.
And that specific sound quality, it enhances the word's beauty, its ability to transport you into that specific soundscape. It's almost synesthetic.
Synesthetic, like mixing senses.
In a way, the sound of the word makes you feel the quietness. The soft consonants, the repeating vowels. They don't just describe the sound, they enact it.
Wow.
It really highlights how the physical act of saying a word can be just as descriptive, just as beautiful as what it actually means. It connects us more deeply to those quiet details.
Okay, prepare yourself. Here's where it gets really interesting. There's actually a word for that amazing, unique smell many of us love after it rains.
Oh, you mean that smell, the earthy one. There's a word for that.
There is. It's petrichor. Petrichor.
Petrichor. Huh, never heard it, but I know exactly the smell you mean.
Right. It's that incredible, distinctive, earthy scent that rises up from the ground after rain. What's amazing is the word itself is pretty new.
Oh, really? Sounds kind of old.
I know, but it was coined in 1964 by two Australian scientists.
Scientists, not poets.
Scientists. They derived it from Greek. Petra, meaning stone.
Stone, okay.
And ichor. Now, ichor, in Greek mythology, was the ethereal, golden fluid said to flow in the veins of the gods.
Ior. The blood of the gods. So stone blood.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Or maybe more like stone essence of the gods. Isn't that just a wonderfully poetic way to describe something so common yet so profound?
That is delightful. Stone fluid of the gods for the smell of rain on dry earth. Wow.
So you could say, after the long-awaited storm, the rich petrichor rose from the thirsty earth, filling the air with a refreshing, revitalizing scent. It signals life returning.
Yeah, that feeling of renewal, the mix of wet soil and minerals, it's such a grounding smell.
Totally. It captures this universal, almost primal sensory memory.
And that unique meaning, petrichor, combining, scientific observation of what's actually happening chemically.
Right, the oils from plants, the bacteria in the soil.
With that incredibly rich mythological root, connecting it to divine essence, that makes it so evocative.
It really does.
It's not just a smell, it encapsulates a specific moment, a feeling of renewal, that connection to nature. And the brilliance of petrichor is that it names this universal experience that, for ages, didn't really have a single elegant word.
We just said the smell after rain.
Exactly. Having the word allows us to articulate it and maybe even appreciate it more fully. The way the earth breathes after rain, it adds this layer of poetic depth and scientific curiosity, too, to something that happens all the time.
It really shows language's power to make the unnamed both concrete and beautiful.
Definitely.
Okay, so from that deep, grounding scent of rain, let's shift to light. Light has so many facets of beauty.
Light. Yes. Lots of potential there.
Our next word is luminous. Luminous.
Luminous. Familiar, but still beautiful.
It is. Broadly, it means radiating or reflecting light, bright or shining. Pretty straightforward.
Like the moon is luminous.
Exactly. But it also has this deeper, more abstract meaning, describing something as clear and enlightening, something that inspires understanding.
Okay, so not just physical light.
Right. Its origin is Latin, from lumen, which just means light. So it's tied to illumination in both ways, literal and figurative.
Lumen, like in brightness measurements. Makes sense.
So think about something that physically shines, like you said, the moon, or maybe a pearl, or even a glowworm.
A luminous pearl. Nice.
But also think about a brilliant idea that illuminates a complex problem, or a personality that just radiates warmth and wisdom.
Okay. Like a luminous smile.
Perfect. Her luminous smile lit up the entire room, drawing everyone's attention with its gentle warmth. It's more than just bright. It's got that inner quality.
Or for the other meaning.
You could say the scientists' luminous theory shed new light on the origins of the universe, making things clear that were confusing before.
Got it. So it covers both visible light and intellectual light.
Yeah, it's a word that really glows with its own brilliance, covering both the visible and the intellectual.
And what's really fascinating about luminous is exactly that, its powerful dual nature.
Right.
It describes physical light so elegantly, a star, a soft glow, but it applies just as gracefully to intellectual clarity or an inspiring presence or a deep understanding. It makes you wonder, how do certain words manage that? Bridge the tangible and the abstract so beautifully.
That's a good question.
How can we use the same word for a distant star and a breakthrough idea, both carrying that same sense of brilliance? It really speaks to language's power to abstract, to elevate.
Taking a concrete feeling and making it describe something bigger.
Exactly. Something less physical, often more impactful. It gives us a richer, more nuanced grasp of what brilliance can mean.
Okay, building on that theme of brilliance, but maybe with a different kind of intensity.
Ooh, different intensity. Okay.
We have incandescent. Incandescent.
Incandescent, like the old light bulb.
Exactly like the old light bulbs. While luminous might suggest a general, maybe softer radiance, incandescent means glowing with intense heat, passionately bright, or brilliantly fervent.
Okay, so heat is key here.
Right.
And passion.
Yes, it's from the Latin incandescere, which means to glow white. So think of that filament inside the bulb, heating up until it's literally white hot, radiating pure, intense light.
That very bright, almost harsh light sometimes.
Right. But it also applies beautifully to intense emotion or brilliant ideas or just a fierce dedication to something.
How would you use it for emotion?
You could say her incandescent passion for art burned brightly, inspiring everyone around her. It's not just interest, it's this burning, radiant, all-consuming energy.
Okay, so it's overwhelming in its brilliance almost.
Yeah, it has that fiery, transformative quality.
Yeah.
Much stronger than just luminous.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Compared to luminous, incandescent carries that sense of intense, almost fiery energy, a brilliance that comes from within and radiates out with real heat and intensity.
Within, yeah.
And this highlights the amazing, nuanced spectrum of brilliance that language gives us, doesn't it?
It really does.
We have words for everything from a soft glow, a quiet light,
Like luminous.
to this intense, radiant passion that can inspire, even transform the whole environment. It's not just about being bright. It's about the source, the intensity, the effect of that brightness.
Allows for really precise description.
Incredibly precise and evocative for both the physical world and our deepest emotions. It's a word that implies a powerful inner fire.
And finally, for our sensory section, let's look at a word that captures visual artistry itself. Chiaroscuro.
Chiaroscuro. Okay, I know this one from art history.
Exactly. It's a beautiful word. Describes the dramatic contrast between light and dark, especially as used to create a sense of volume, depth, and mood in art.
Light and dark.
Comes straight from Italian. Chiaro meaning light and oscuro meaning dark.
Chiaroscuro, light, dark, makes perfect sense.
And when you hear it, you immediately picture those amazing Renaissance paintings, right? Caravaggio, Rembrandt.
Oh, yeah. Deep, dark shadows right next to bright highlights creates so much drama.
Incredible depth, drama, emotional intensity. So you might say the painting's masterful chiaroscuro highlighted the drama of the stormy sky, making the figures just leap off the canvas.
It really does give that 3D feeling.
Yeah. It's a word that doesn't just describe what you see, but how light and shadow are played against each other to create this powerful, evocative effect. It turns a flat surface into a world of dimension and emotion.
And what's really compelling here is how this word, which started specifically in the art world describing a technique,
For painting.
it just seamlessly moves beyond that. It enriches our vocabulary everywhere.
How do you mean?
Well, we can use it not just for a painting, but maybe a scene in a film, right? The lighting. Or the way light and shadow play in a photograph.
Oh, definitely. Film noir is full of chiaroscuro.
Exactly. Or even metaphorically, the interplay of hope and despair in a story, or the light and dark sides of a character.
I see. Using it beyond the visual.
Right. It prompts us to think about how different fields, painting, literature, film, even psychology, borrow from each other to express complex dynamics, visual or emotional.
Language is fluid like that.
Wonderfully fluid and adaptive. It just absorbs new ways to describe the tricky bits of our world, offering this one elegant term for a powerful artistic or even psychological principle.
Okay, so we've explored how language can delight our senses: sound, smell, light. Now let's shift gears a bit.
Where are we heading next?
Let's dive into words that capture those fleeting, precious moments, or maybe those sudden, powerful aha moments that totally shift how you see things.
The transient and the transformative. Okay.
These words touch on things that don't last, things that surprise us, things that change us. Kicking us off is ephemeral.
Ephemeral, another beautiful sound.
It really is. Ephemeral means lasting for a very short time. Fleeting, transient.
Very short time, fleeting. Got it.
Its origin is Greek, from ephemeros, which literally means lasting only a day.
Only a day. Wow, that's brief, like mayflies, ephemera.
Exactly. It's perfect for describing things that are incredibly beautiful but just don't stick around. Their beauty is almost more poignant because it's so brief.
Like what?
Well, think of cherry blossoms. The cherry blossoms were gloriously ephemeral, their delicate petals blooming for mere days before falling, leaving a wistful carpet of pink.
Oh, that's a perfect example. They're stunning but gone so fast.
Or the ephemeral beauty of a rainbow.
Yeah.
Fades almost as quickly as it appears. It's that exquisite, fragile beauty you know won't last.
Which almost makes it more precious.
Right. It makes you want to savor it, appreciate the moment, because it'll be gone too soon. It fosters this deeper, more mindful connection to fleeting beauty.
And the sound of ephemeral itself. Those soft F&R sounds, the gentle rhythm.
Yeah, it flows nicely.
It really mirrors that transient beauty, doesn't it? It evokes that poignant sense of impermanence, but without feeling, sad or heavy. It's more delicate.
Delicate brevity.
And having such a precise, evocative word allows us to frame that transience differently. It helps us acknowledge it, maybe even embrace it.
Instead of just feeling loss.
Exactly. It gives us a way to articulate that specific feeling of appreciating something because it won't last. It suggests language can actually heighten our awareness of the world's fleeting wonders, making us savor the present more.
Making the temporary more meaningful. Okay, next up, a word that captures pure, delightful chance. Serendipity.
Serendipity, a personal favorite. Such a happy word.
Isn't it? It means the occurrence of finding something valuable or delightful when you least expect it, often by happy accident.
Happy accidents, the best kind.
Totally. And it has this really charming origin story. It was coined back in 1754 by an English writer, Horace Walpole.
Walpole, okay. How did he come up with it?
He was inspired by this old Persian fairy tale called The Three Princes of Serendip. Serendip was the old name for Sri Lanka, by the way.
The Three Princes of Serendip, okay.
And these princes, in the story, were always making these fortunate, unexpected discoveries just by chance, through their wits and, accidents.
So the word itself comes from a story about accidental good fortune.
Exactly. It embodies it. So, an example. By sheer serendipity, she stumbled upon the perfect first edition book in a dusty secondhand shop, maybe filled with notes from a past owner.
Oh, I love when that happens. Finding unexpected treasure.
Or imagine meeting your future business partner just because you randomly sat next to them on a delayed flight. That's serendipity.
Right, that wonderful, almost magical moment when things just click unexpectedly for the better.
Yeah, the universe seems to conspire to bring you something fortunate and lovely, totally unplanned. It's the joy of unplanned discovery.
And that delightful origin story definitely adds to its charm, doesn't it? It gives it this narrative history, a playful feel.
It really does.
And the sound of it too, those lilting syllables, serendipity, it flows so nicely. It really evokes joy and surprise, that sense of lightness. Serendipity reminds us of the huge roll chance and unexpected fortune play, not just in life, but even in how language develops, how words are found or created.
Like the word itself was a serendipitous discovery based on a story.
Exactly. It celebrates the unexpected, the unplanned, the beautiful accidents that make life and language richer. It elevates coincidence to something special.
Okay, moving from happy accidents to moments of deep peace and maybe looking back, we have halcyon. Halcyon.
Halcyon. Halcyon days. I've heard that phrase.
You probably have. It describes a period of peace, prosperity, or happiness. And it's often used nostalgically, looking back at a golden age.
Peace, prosperity, happiness.
Yeah.
A golden age.
Okay,
Fine.
and its origin is fascinating. Steeped in Greek mythology, it refers to a mythical bird, usually linked to the kingfisher.
The mythical bird, the halcyon bird.
That's the one. And this bird was said to have the power to calm the seas during its nesting period in the middle of winter.
Calm the seas. Wow.
Yeah, so halcyon days originally meant this period of calm and tranquility right in the middle of winter storms, allowing the bird to nest safely.
A calm patch in winter. Interesting.
So now we use it more broadly. For instance, she often recalled the halcyon days of her childhood spent exploring endless countryside free from worry.
Bathed in golden light. Yeah. That idyllic past.
Exactly. Or maybe during the halcyon years of the economic boom, innovation flourished. It evokes a treasured memory of profound peace and stability, almost a mythic time of calm.
And it's fascinating how that story, a myth about a bird calming the waters, became so deeply linked with this idea of idyllic calm and happiness.
It really shows how myths stick around in language.
It's a perfect illustration of how those ancient beliefs still give our language so much meaning and emotional resonance. Halcyon isn't just happy, it carries that specific kind of treasured nostalgia.
Yeah, a longing for a perfect, serene past.
Right. That linguistic connection lets us name and evoke that very particular type of cherished memory, elevating it beyond just remembering to something almost sacred, perfectly peaceful.
All right, get ready for what I think is the ultimate light bulb moment word.
Ooh, the light bulb moment word. Okay, I'm intrigued.
It's epiphany. Epiphany.
Epiphany, yes, a great word.
Isn't it? It means a sudden striking realization or insight, a moment of profound clarity.
Sudden realization, clarity.
Yep. Its Greek origin, epiphania, meant manifestation or appearance. And it was often tied to religious revelations, a moment a divine truth was suddenly revealed.
Ah, like the epiphany in Christianity, a manifestation.
Exactly. But now, in modern use, it refers to any moment where everything just suddenly clicks into place, a sudden intellectual or emotional breakthrough.
Like when you've been struggling with a problem and suddenly, boom.
Yes, like in a quiet epiphany while staring at the blank canvas, she realized her true calling was not to paint, but to teach art.
Oh, it's a life-changing epiphany.
Or maybe the detective experienced an epiphany when he saw the seemingly unrelated clues suddenly form a coherent pattern.
Ah, the moment the case breaks open.
Right. It's that instant where the fog just clears, a new perspective dawns, and you see something with absolute, undeniable clarity. Often leads to a big shift.
A transformative moment for the mind.
Totally.
And the sound of epiphany itself, that sharp yet flowing rhythm. Epiphan.
Yeah, it has a certain punch.
It really suggests that burst of understanding, doesn't it? An instant illumination, like a flash of light in your head.
It does feel like that.
And the word epiphany, it gives real weight and drama to those moments of sudden insight that can genuinely change our lives, our understanding, our direction. It emphasizes the power of that sudden clarity, that transformation. It really highlights how language can capture these crucial cognitive moments, elevating a simple, oh, I get it, into something much more profound.
A moment of personal revelation.
Exactly. It implies not just understanding, but seeing things in a completely new way.
Okay, now for a word that names a very specific, maybe quite intense emotional state. Limerence.
Limerence. Limerence. That's a new one for me.
It might be for many people.
Yeah.
It defines an intense, involuntary, romantic infatuation with another person. But it's more than just a crush. It's typically accompanied by obsessive thoughts and a really strong desire for the other person to feel the same way.
Intense, involuntary infatuation, obsessive thoughts, desire for reciprocation. Okay, sounds potent.
It is. And what's interesting is it's quite a recent coining. Introduced in 1979 by a psychologist, Dorothy Tenoff.
A psychologist, so it's a technical term.
Yeah, it started that way, in her book Love and Limerence.
Yeah.
Before that, we might have just called it, being obsessed or madly in love.
Or having a really bad crush.
Exactly. But limerence gives it this distinct label. It differentiates it from more mature, stable love. It's almost clinical, but still sounds kind of lyrical, doesn't it?
It does have a certain flow. How would you use it?
You might say, he was consumed by limerence for his coworker, thinking of her every waking moment, fantasizing about interactions, analyzing every glance.
Ah, okay. That all-consuming, maybe unreciprocated longing, where your whole focus is on them and how they might feel about you.
Precisely. It can be a really powerful, sometimes quite disruptive emotional state.
And what's fascinating there is its recent psychological origin. It gives us this precise, nuanced term for something many people experience but maybe couldn't quite name before.
Right. It pins it down.
It lets us distinguish this intense infatuation, the intrusive thoughts, the idealization, the desperate need for reciprocation from deeper love or just simple attraction. And that raises an important point, doesn't it? How the creation of new words like limerence allows us to fine-tune our understanding, to articulate complex feelings that might otherwise just get lumped under a big, vague term like love.
Crush. Yeah.
It shows language is always evolving, trying to categorize and understand the messy, multifaceted human experience more precisely, giving voice to a specific emotional landscape.
And speaking of naming very specific, relatable feelings, you know that feeling when you walk into a certain place, maybe an old building, and this flood of memories and sensations just washes over you.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Like a scent triggers it, or just the atmosphere.
Yes. Well, guess what? There's a word for a very specific version of that. It's vellichor. Vellichor.
Vellichor. Another new one. What does this one mean?
It defines the nostalgic feeling evoked by the scent or atmosphere of an old bookstore.
Get out. A word specifically for the feeling of old bookstores. That's amazing.
Isn't it beautifully precise? It was coined by the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, which is this amazing project dedicated to naming unnamed emotions.
The Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows. I need to look that up. Where does vellichor come from?
They crafted it from Latin roots like vellum for parchment.
Vellum.
And eochor, like we heard in petrichor, that sort of essence or spirit.
So like the spirit of old parchment.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So if you've ever walked into an old bookstore, creaky floors, dusty shelves, that unique, comforting smell of aged paper, maybe leather bindings, quiet contemplation, that feeling is vellichor.
Wow. I know that feeling so well.
Right. So you could say, as she stepped into the dimly lit, dusty shop, a profound vellichor washed over her.
Yeah.
Instantly triggering vivid memories of childhood afternoons spent lost between the pages.
That is perfect. It's so specific, yet so many people, especially readers, will know exactly what it means. And this word, vellichor, it's just a perfect example of a modern coinage filling a very specific yet deeply resonant emotional niche.
Yeah, it hits the nail on the head.
It recognizes that certain sensory combinations, the smell, the quiet, the sight of old books, trigger this incredibly powerful, distinct, nostalgic feeling that just didn't have a single word before. Vellichor highlights the ongoing creative power of language to define and celebrate these highly particular nuances of our experience, especially ones tied to senses like smell and atmosphere.
Language is still growing, still finding words for things.
Absolutely. It's dynamic, alive, always expanding to capture the ineffable, the deeply personal, giving a concrete name to something universally recognized but previously unnamed. It makes the intangible tangible.
Okay, let's venture now into words that describe not just physical things or fleeting moments, but maybe unique characters, or the quiet grandeur of nature, or even ideas that feel, well, otherworldly.
Stretching the imagination now. Characters, nature, the otherworldly. Okay.
These words invite us to see the world in new ways, and we start with a fantastic one. Quixotic. Quixotic.
Quixotic. From Don Quixote, right?
Exactly. Here's where it gets really interesting. The idealist's word, straight out of literature. Quixotic means unrealistically optimistic, impractical, and often overly idealistic, pursuing noble but seemingly unattainable goals.
Noble but unattainable goals, like tilting at windmills.
Precisely. It comes directly from Don Quixote, the hero of Cervantes' famous 17th century novel. This knightly character famously attacked windmills, thinking they were giants, embodying that noble but futile pursuit of chivalry in a world that didn't get it anymore.
Right. So it describes someone who's a dreamer pursuing grand ideals, even if they seem impossible or absurd.
Yeah. For example, her quixotic quest to save the old, dilapidated community theater, despite overwhelming financial odds, inspired the entire community with her unwavering dedication.
Okay. So it captures both the impracticality and the admirable spirit behind it.
Exactly, that kind of hopeful defiance against the odds.
And its direct literary origin means quixotic carries such a rich cultural backstory. You hear the word, you immediately picture Don Quixote, his adventures.
It's very vivid.
It's a powerful testament to how fictional characters can become these enduring archetypes in our language, embodying universal human traits. The word lets us admire the dreamer spirit, the courage to chase impossible ideals even while we acknowledge it probably won't work out, all in one word.
Yeah, captures that tension.
It speaks to the enduring appeal of idealism, even when faced with cynicism, and how language lets us classify these complex traits through a single, vivid literary reference.
Okay, next, a word that describes a really delicate, almost supernatural kind of beauty. Ethereal. E-T-H-E-R-E-A.
Ethereal, yes, another lovely sounding one.
Isn't it? It means extremely delicate, light, and airy, seemingly too perfect or beautiful for this world, heavenly or spiritual.
Delicate, light, otherworldly, heavenly. Got it.
Its Greek origin, etherios, referred to of the upper air or the heavens, linked to the pure, bright air the gods supposedly breathed.
Ether, the upper air. Okay.
So think of something so light and delicate it seems barely attached to this world, almost translucent, intangible.
Like?
Well, maybe the ballerina's ethereal grace seemed to defy gravity as she floated across the stage, her movements feeling otherworldly.
Yes, like she's barely touching the ground.
Or, the morning mist gave the ancient forest an ethereal quality, transforming familiar trees into ghostly, beautiful figures.
Okay, so a beauty that's almost too perfect, too delicate for everyday reality, like a spirit or a dream.
Exactly.
And what's captivating about ethereal is how it sounds that airy, almost mystical quality.
Yeah, the sound is very soft.
It really captures that sense of transcendence, that profound fragility. The soft sounds, the light vowels, they create this feeling of lightness that matches the meaning. It makes us think about how language can evoke qualities that feel intangible, divine, or just too delicate for this world. Ethereal doesn't just mean beautiful. It means beautiful in a way that feels just beyond our grasp.
Connects us to the sublime, maybe.
Exactly. The sublime, the unearthly, the fleeting nature of certain kinds of beauty. It gives form to qualities that feel almost spiritual in their delicacy.
Okay, from the delicate, let's move to the dazzling with aurora. A-U-R-O-R-A.
Aurora, like the northern lights, aurora borealis.
Precisely. It means a natural electrical phenomenon characterized by the appearance of streamers or arches of colored light in the sky, especially near the poles. But it also beautifully means the dawn.
Oh, right. Aurora was the goddess of the dawn.
Exactly. Its Latin origin, aurora, means dawn, and it's linked to Aurora, the Roman goddess of dawn, who flew across the sky each morning announcing the sun.
So it's tied to new beginnings, or these spectacular light shows.
Yes. For instance, the aurora danced across the Arctic sky, a breathtaking cascade of green, pink, and purple light, painting the darkness with vibrant magic.
Evokes wonder, majesty.
And that sense of fresh possibility, linking the celestial with earthly renewal.
And aurora isn't just about the amazing natural light show, is it? It functions so powerfully as a metaphor, too.
How so?
As a metaphor for new beginnings, for hope, for the promise of a fresh start after darkness. That dual, meaning the concrete, awe-inspiring sight, and the profound, aspirational concept, is remarkable.
Light after darkness, literally and figuratively.
Exactly. It speaks to the incredible power of words, to symbolize both the tangible and the abstract, giving form to both what we see and what we deeply feel or hope for. The word itself carries that sense of anticipation and wonder.
Reminding us that beauty can appear even in darkness.
Mm-hmm. And new possibilities, too.
Okay, staying with nature, but much, much gentler now. Zephyr. Z-E-P-H-Y-R.
Zephyr, like a gentle breeze.
Exactly that. A gentle, mild breeze, a soft, pleasant wind.
Soft and pleasant, okay.
It comes from the Greek Zephyros, who was the god, the personification of the west wind.
The west wind god.
Yeah, and he was often associated with springtime, fertility, gentle, life-giving breezes. So the word carries those connotations of mildness and pleasantness.
Ah, so it's not just any breeze, it's a nice breeze.
Pretty much. For example, a warm zephyr stirred the sheer curtains, carrying the sweet scent of jasmine into the sun-drenched room, inviting peace.
That sounds lovely. Very calm.
Or maybe more metaphorically, the speaker's words were a mere zephyr of dissent in the storm of controversy. Just a slight whisper against the noise.
Okay, so it's that whisper of wind, barely there, just enough to carry a scent or rustle a leaf. Brings a sense of calm, lightness.
Refreshment. A quiet, understated beauty in motion.
And what's fascinating about Zephyr is how naming it after a god gives it this gentle, flowing quality. It almost personifies the subtle movement of air.
Turns a breeze into something almost mythical.
It gives it this elegance, this delicate presence. It's a beautiful example of how language captures those really subtle, calming bits of nature. Not just describing them, but almost embodying their essence through sound and origin.
Makes you appreciate the little things.
Exactly. Those almost imperceptible movements that create an overall feeling of peace. reminds us of nature's softer side.
And for a word that evokes pure paradise, like ultimate bliss,
Ooh, paradise word. Okay.
we have Elysian, Elysian.
Elysian, like the Elysian fields.
Exactly. It means blissful, delightful, pertaining to or resembling paradise or the Elysian fields of Greek mythology.
Blissful, delightful paradise. Got it.
Its Greek origin is Elysian, the mythological paradise for heroes and the virtuous after death, a place of perfect happiness, eternal spring.
The ultimate reward.
Right. So anything described as Elysian is truly idyllic, supremely beautiful, heavenly, beyond ordinary experience.
So like a perfect place or a perfect feeling?
Both. The secluded meadow, bathed in the soft golden light of late afternoon, felt like an Elysian escape from the world's clamor, utter serenity.
I can picture that. A perfect escape.
Or she remembered the Elysian joy of her wedding day, a perfect moment suspended in time.
Ah, okay. So it transports you to this place of perfect peace, beauty, contentment, beyond earthly worries. And Elysian really shows how our language, through those deep mythological roots, creates these paradise words, words that express ultimate bliss, perfection. It paints a picture of serene beauty that goes way beyond just pleasant. It aspires to this state of ideal peace, sublime perfection, a true utopia.
It shows how those ancient ideas of paradise shaped our words.
Profoundly. They allow us to articulate those moments or places that feel truly perfect, almost touched by the divine. The word itself carries this weight of cultural aspiration, embodying an ideal state.
Okay, now here's a word for a very specific, comforting sensation, something many people feel but probably don't have a name for.
Ooh, another specific sensation word, like velocor.
Kind of. This one is apricity, A-P-R-I-C-I-T-Y.
Apricity. Never heard that one either. What does it mean?
It means the warmth of the sun in winter.
The warmth of the sun in winter. Oh, I love that feeling. There's a word for it.
There is a beautiful, rare word. It comes from the Latin apricus, meaning warmed by the sun.
Apricus. Warmed by the sun. Makes sense.
So think of a cold, crisp winter day. The air is sharp, but the sun's out, maybe low in the sky, and you feel that gentle, unexpected warmth on your face.
Yeah.
Or streaming through a window.
Yes. That little pocket of warmth, that's apricity.
That's apricity, a tiny bit of warmth in a chilly world. For example, the apricity in the winter sun warmed her face as she walked through the freshly fallen snow, a comforting contrast to the cold air.
Oh, that's lovely. It gives such a precise name to that quiet, simple joy, a little gift from nature in winter. And what's fascinating about apricity is, like you said, its specificity and its rarity. It names this simple, comforting feeling we all recognize.
But we just say, oh, the sun feels nice.
Exactly. It highlights this particular kind of quiet, understated beauty and comfort that might otherwise just pass us by, blend into the background. Apricity shows the power of a single word to isolate and celebrate a very particular yet deeply resonant human experience. It reminds us that language lets us acknowledge and appreciate even the subtlest moments of joy.
Making the ordinary extraordinary just by naming it.
Precisely. It's like a linguistic invitation to pay closer attention to those small, warm blessings.
Okay, finally in this section, a word that describes not just a state of mind, but a beautiful state of mind, a kind of inner harmony.
A beautiful state of mind. Okay.
Eunoia, E-U-N-O-I-A.
Eunoia. All vowels. Interesting sound. What does it mean?
It means a state of normal mental health, beautiful thinking, goodwill towards an audience.
Beautiful thinking. Goodwill.
Okay, its Greek origin combines eu, meaning good, and nous, meaning mind.
Eunus. Good mind. Like euphoria, eulogy.
Exactly. So literally, good mind or beautiful mind. It's a concept that covers not just intelligence, but a well-ordered, harmonious, positive way of thinking, free from mental turmoil.
So like mental well-being, but with an aesthetic quality.
Yeah, I think so. For example, her eunoia allowed her to approach complex challenges with calm wisdom and a clear, compassionate perspective,
Yeah.
fostering collaboration.
Okay. So it's not just being smart, it's having that well-balanced, constructive, internally beautiful mental state.
The tranquility of a mind at peace with itself and the world.
And eunoia with that unique, vowel-rich, almost melodic sound.
It does sound harmonious.
It really points to a deeper appreciation for clarity and harmony in thought. It goes beyond just smarts to include this holistic well-being of the mind, suggesting inner peace and coherence. It encourages us to think critically about the internal beauty of our mental states. The idea that thinking itself can be a beautiful, well-ordered process, almost an art form.
Especially today with so much mental noise.
Exactly. In a world saturated with information, Eunoia reminds us of the profound value of mental clarity, balance, the elegance of a well-functioning, harmonious mind. It suggests cognitive health and beautiful thought are linked.
A call to cultivate that inner tranquility.
Definitely. So as we look back on all these incredible words we've discussed,
It's quite a collection already.
it really is. And there's such a powerful testament to just how rich the English language is, its amazing capacity for nuance and beauty. They offer you, the listener, this truly unique, expansive palette to paint the world's complexities, its beauty, its emotions.
Tools to describe things better?
Exactly. By understanding them, using them thoughtfully, they empower you to articulate the ineffable. Those feelings, those experiences that are hard to put into simple words.
Turning your expression into something more memorable.
Unforgettable, potentially. Deeply resonant. These aren't just vocabulary words, they're like keys, unlocking new layers of perception and expression.
That's beautifully put. They're like precious tools just waiting there. But okay, the practical side. How do we actually weave these gems into our everyday vocabulary?
Right, without sounding weird.
Yeah, without sounding unnatural or forced or like you swallowed a thesaurus. It's definitely not about suddenly trying to sound like Shakespeare in every conversation.
No, please don't.
It's more about being intentional, subtle. So here are a few practical tips maybe to help embrace the magic of these words and use them well.
Good. Let's hear them.
First, and this is probably the most important one, match context. Absolutely vital.
Context is king.
It really is. You want to choose words that perfectly fit the tone, the atmosphere, the message you're creating. Like a tailor choosing the right fabric. For instance, if you're describing something really mysterious or dark, maybe tenebrous, which means dark or shadowy, would be perfect for its evocative power.
Tenebrous. Good one.
But if you're talking about that lovely warmth of the winter sun, apricity is the gentle, perfect fit. The goal is always to enhance your message, deepen the feeling.
Not distract from it.
Exactly. Not just show off that you know a fancy word. It's about precision and impact.
Which brings up that common concern, right? How do we avoid sounding pretentious or just unnatural? I think it lies in developing that intuitive ear for language. A real sensitivity to the specific tone, the atmosphere you genuinely want to create.
So it has to feel right for the situation.
Completely. It's not about flaunting vocabulary. It's about choosing the most precise, the most evocative word for that moment. The one that truly serves your message and connects with your audience.
Like painting with words, choosing the exact shade.
Precisely. When the word feels right, it becomes almost invisible, an extension of your thought, not some clunky add-on.
Okay, that makes sense. Which leads perfectly into tip number 2. Use sparingly.
Ah, less is more.
Exactly. Might seem odd after discovering all these beautiful words, but they're like potent spices in cooking. A little goes a very long way.
Good analogy.
If you overuse them, cram too many into one sentence or paragraph, your writing or speech can feel forced, overly decorated.
Overwrought.
Yeah, or just overwhelming for the listener. The idea is to sprinkle them in deliberately for maximum impact. Make those moments stand out.
They should highlight, not saturate.
Perfect way to put it.
It's fundamentally about impact over sheer quantity, isn't it? A single, well-placed word, like, say, a precise scintilla for a tiny trace, or effulgent for something dazzlingly bright.
Scintilla, effulgent. Nice.
That can be far more powerful, more memorable than just stringing together a bunch of elaborate but maybe ill-fitting adjectives.
Like jewelry, one perfect diamond versus tons of rhinestones.
Exactly that analogy. These words should act as highlighters for your most important, beautiful, or nuanced points. Their rarity makes them shine brighter when they do appear, really drawing attention.
Okay, number 3. This is key, especially for words that sound beautiful. Practice pronunciation.
Oh, definitely crucial.
Words like euphonious, which itself means pleasing to the ear,
Euphonious, yeah.
or chiaroscuro, they really shine when you say them confidently, clearly, with an appreciation for their rhythm.
Don't stumble over them.
No, say them out loud. Feel how they roll off your tongue.
Yeah.
If you're unsure, listen to native speakers pronounce them. There's a music to many of these words, and you want that music to come through.
Indeed. Because the sound of the word is such an integral part of its beauty, its effect. We talked about that with mellifluous and susurrus.
Right, as part of the package.
Mumbling a word like euphonious or mispronouncing chiaroscuro, it just misses the point of its charm, its quality, it diminishes the impact, might even confuse people.
You lose the magic.
You do. Confident, correct pronunciation ensures the word's inherent beauty and power are fully realized when you speak. It really makes it resonate. It's like a musician playing the notes correctly. The articulation brings it to life.
Okay, number 4. To really make these words pop, enhance with imagery.
Don't just drop them in isolation.
Right. Don't just stick a beautiful word in a plain sentence. Pair it thoughtfully with vivid metaphors or compelling similes or other evocative descriptions. Create a whole picture.
Give it context within the sentence.
Yeah. For example, instead of just saying the light was luminous, maybe say, the luminous moon hung like a perfectly polished pearl in the inky night sky, casting an almost mystical glow.
Ah, okay. Painting a fuller scene.
It helps create this immersive picture for your audience. The word interacts with the other descriptive bits, becoming part of a richer tapestry.
And we connect that to the bigger picture. Words are fundamentally tools, aren't they? Like paints on a palette.
Tools for expression.
And just like a painter chooses specific brushstrokes, colors, textures, you can use these beautiful words together with vivid imagery, with metaphors, similes.
To create those vivid scenes and powerful emotions in the listener's mind.
Exactly. It's about synergizing the word's intrinsic beauty and precision with the power of imaginative description, making your language really come alive, inviting the listener into the world you're creating.
Okay, and finally, a tip that has really changed how I appreciate and use language. Explore origins.
Ah, the etymology, the backstory of the words.
Yes. Diving into where words came from, their history, the stories embedded in them, it often sparks really creative and nuanced ways to use them yourself.
Knowing the history gives you a deeper feel for it.
Totally. Like knowing petrichor combined stone and fluid of the gods. That changes how you think about that smell, right? It adds this layer of depth and wonder.
It really does. It's not just a smell anymore. And understanding a word's origin doesn't just make you more knowledgeable, like for trivia night. It makes you a more creative, more intentional, and ultimately a more powerful user of language.
How so?
It helps you grasp why a word feels beautiful, why it resonates the way it does, how it earned its specific place and nuance in our huge vocabulary. It deepens your connection to the history, the culture behind the language.
Turns every word into a mini story.
Exactly. A story waiting to be understood and retold. When you know that story, you can wield the word with greater precision, more evocative power. It makes your communication richer, more meaningful.
Wow. What an incredible journey that was, diving into some of these just finest gems of the English language.
It really was. So many beautiful examples.
From, the mellifluous sound of a voice to the incandescent glow of passion.
Serendipitous discoveries, halcyon memories.
These words really do invite you, the listener, to see and feel and express the world differently, anew. They give us these powerful tools to turn the ordinary into the extraordinary, to see beauty and insight in everyday things. They're just waiting for you to embrace them.
Maybe this raises one last important question, something to think about after this deep dive is over.
Ooh, a final thought.
Knowing and appreciating these words, it doesn't just expand your vocabulary list. It might actually expand your perception of the world itself.
How do you mean, expand perception?
Well, it allows you to name and therefore maybe truly see and fully articulate beauty and nuances that were always there all around you.
But maybe you didn't have the words for them before.
Exactly. They were unarticulated, maybe even unrecognized in your experience. So the question is, what other unnamed wonders, what other subtle sensations, what other profound moments might be waiting out there?
Waiting for their perfect word.
Waiting for their perfect word in your world.
Oh.
Waiting for you to discover them, notice them, or perhaps even be inspired to find or coin a word for them yourself.
Wow. That's a lovely thought.
Keep exploring, keep listening, keep connecting to that endless magic that lives within language. Have you ever, just stopped because of a word? Not just what it means, but how it feels, how it sounds, the pictures it just brings up instantly, the emotion. English, well, it's just this incredible living thing, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's like this amazing, luminous tapestry. That's how I think of it. Woven over centuries, from history, emotion, just pure sound.
A luminous tapestry. I love that. And today, that's exactly what we're doing. We're doing a deep dive into that tapestry just for you, our mission, to find some of the really stand out, exquisite words that do more than just define something.
Right, words that resonate or paint these super vivid pictures or maybe carry this kind of emotional weight that just hits differently.
Yeah. So think of this as like your shortcut to knowing about these hidden gems in the language, and maybe it'll spark something for your own expression,
Yeah.
get your creativity going.
And this isn't just a vocabulary list, right? It's more of an exploration. How we see language itself is this living, breathing thing that's always changing.
Always evolving, giving us new ways to see things, new ways to talk about the world.
Exactly.
So we'll be asking, what really makes a word beautiful? Is it the sound? Does it sometimes mimic the meaning? Or maybe it's the backstory, the origin,
Yep.
Ancient myths, or even really modern coinages.
Or just that immediate feeling it evokes.
Right.
You're giving a voice to something that's usually hard to describe.
Totally. And understanding all that, well, it gives you a much deeper connection to how powerful communication can be.
It really does. It's like turning a plain sentence into this whole experience.
Right.
You start appreciating language more as like an art form.
Okay, the stage is set. Let's dive into these linguistic treasures. We'll start where language really comes alive through the senses, words that almost, sing to you. Hearing, sight, even smell. First up, mellifluous.
Mellifluous. It really sounds like what it means, doesn't it? Sweet or musical, just really pleasant to hear. And the origin, well, it backs that up. It comes from Latin, mel, which means
Honey.
and fluere, which means to flow. So literally, it's flowing like honey.
Flowing like honey. Wow, that's so evocative. You hear mellifluous voice and you instantly picture something smooth, right? Resonant, like liquid gold pouring into your ears.
Exactly. Like that perfect audiobook narrator, maybe. The voice just wraps around you.
Oh, yeah. Makes everything sound so clear, so easy, you could listen forever.
And what's really interesting, I think, is how the word itself, those smooth M's and L's, the soft vowels, it kind of mimics the sound it's describing.
It performs its meaning.
Yeah, it performs its meaning. It's like this linguistic onomatopoeia almost. It shows that connection between sound and feeling, that certain sounds just feel a certain way.
That's a great point. Does a word have to sound like it's meaning to be beautiful, or is that just one way?
Definitely one powerful way.
Yeah.
When the sound echoes the concept, it connects on a deeper level, beyond just the intellect. It resonates.
Okay. So from that honeyed flow, let's go somewhere quieter, much softer. Susurrus.
Susurrus. Yeah, another auditory one. It means a soft whispering or rustling sound, a murmur.
Like leaves in the wind.
Exactly. Or, the quiet hum in a library. Those sounds you almost have to lean in to catch. It's straight from Latin, susurrere, which just means to whisper.
It's perfect for that sort of quiet background texture, and the word itself, susurrus, with those repeated z's sounds. It's so hushed, isn't it? Sibilant.
It really is. It makes you feel the quietness. It's a great example of sound symbolism. The word itself almost whispers.
Okay, so we've had sound. What about smell? There's that one smell, after it rains on dry ground, that really earthy scent.
Oh, that smell. Yes. So distinctive. And there is a word for it. Petrichor.
Petrichor. That's it. That specific earthy scent rising up. And the word, it sounds kind of ancient, but it's actually pretty new, right?
It is. Sounds old, but it was only coined in 1964 by 2 Australian scientists, actually.
No way. How'd they come up with it?
They took Greek petra, meaning stone,
To known, okay.
and an achor, which in Greek myth was the golden blood of the gods.
Whoa. So stone essence of the gods for the smell of rain on dirt.
Pretty much. That rich smell from thirsty earth after a storm. It signals life returning, that mix of wet soil, minerals. It's primal.
It really is. And it's amazing that there wasn't really one good word for it before.
Exactly. Petrichor brilliantly combines science with this rich mythology. It names something universal, something deeply felt, and makes it both concrete and, well, beautiful. Shows how language can pin down those experiences.
Makes you wonder what else is out there, unnamed. Okay, moving from smell to sight, let's talk about light, starting with luminous.
Luminous, yeah, a fairly common word, but consistently lovely, I think. It means radiating or reflecting light, obviously. Bright, shining, like the moon or a pearl.
Right, but it has that other meaning too, doesn't it? More abstract.
It does. It can mean clear, enlightening, inspiring understanding. It comes from the Latin lumen for light, so it connects to illumination both literally and, figuratively.
So you could have a luminous pearl, but also a luminous smile, or maybe a luminous idea that clarifies things.
Exactly. That dual nature is what makes it so elegant, I think. It describes physical light, sure, but also intellectual clarity or this inspiring kind of presence. It bridges the tangible and the abstract beautifully.
It really stretches how we think about light, doesn't it? From just photons to something about wisdom or warmth.
Yeah, it invites you to see illumination everywhere, not just from the sun, but from great ideas or kind people.
Is that common for words to jump domains like that, from physical to abstract?
It happens quite a bit,
Okay.
especially with words rooted in Latin or Greek. They tend to pick up layers of meaning as our understanding evolves. Luminous is just a particularly good example.
Okay. Sticking with light, but maybe dialing up the intensity. Incandescent.
Incandescent,
Yeah.
right? If luminous is a glow, incandescent is more like white hot, glowing with intense heat, passionately bright, brilliantly fervent.
Like the filament in an old light bulb.
Exactly. It comes from Latin incandescens, meaning to glow white. It's that intense, almost fierce radiance.
But it works for emotions too, right? Like an incandescent passion for something.
Yeah.
That all-consuming energy.
Precisely. It carries that sense of intense, fiery, almost transformative energy. It really shows the nuance language has for brilliance. It's not just bright, it's how bright. This word implies a powerful inner fire.
It's amazing we have this spectrum from a soft glow to this fiery intensity. Allows for such precision.
It really does. And for our last sensory word, let's look at something from the art world that captures light and shadow. Chiaroscuro.
Chiaroscuro, yeah, I love that word. The dramatic contrast between light and dark used to create depth, mood, volume.
Straight from Italian, right? Chiaro for light, oscuro for dark.
Makes perfect sense. And you hear it and you immediately picture those paintings, don't you? Rembrandt, Caravaggio, deep shadows, bright highlights. So much drama.
It's not just describing light, but the play between light and dark, how that contrast creates feeling, dimension.
Totally transforms a flat canvas.
And what's cool is how this art term has, bled into other areas.
How so? Like in film?
Definitely film. Film noir is basically built on chiaroscuro. Photography too, but even metaphorically.
Yeah.
You could talk about the chiaroscuro of a character, their light and dark sides, or the chiaroscuro in a story, the mix of hope and despair.
Ah, I see. So it's borrowed across fields. Shows how fluid language is.
Wonderfully fluid, yeah.
Yeah.
It gives us this elegant term for a really powerful principle, whether it's visual or psychological.
Okay, so we've hit the senses, sound, smell, light, shadow. Let's shift gears now. Think about fleeting moments, transformations. Life is full of those, isn't it? Sudden changes, things that don't last.
Ah, yes. The transient and the transformative.
Yeah.
Words for things that vanish or surprise us or fundamentally change us. Let's kick off with ephemeral.
Ephemeral. Such a delicate sound. It means lasting for a very short time, right? Fleeting.
Transient.
Exactly. Comes from Greek ephemeros, which literally means lasting only a day.
Just a day. Wow.
So it's perfect for describing beautiful things that just don't stick around. Cherry blossoms, maybe, a rainbow. Their beauty feels more intense because it's so brief. That makes you appreciate them more in the moment. And the sound of the word itself, ephemeral. Those soft F sounds, that gentle rhythm. It feels delicate, like the things it describes. Not sad, just brief.
It suggests that brevity, yeah. It reminds us that sometimes scarcity is what makes something precious. Impermanence can actually deepen our gratitude for the present.
That's a powerful way to look at it. Okay, next up. A word for happy accidents. Serendipity.
Serendipity. Such a joyful word. Finding something valuable or delightful when you least expect it. Pure chance, basically.
And it has that great origin story, doesn't it? From Horace Walpole.
It does. Coined in 1754, he got it from this old Persian fairy tale, The Three Princes of Serendip. Serendip was the old name for Sri Lanka.
And the princes.
They were always making these lucky, unexpected discoveries just by chance, using their wits. So the word itself is rooted in a story about accidental good fortune.
It fits perfectly, like finding that rare book in a dusty shop or, I don't know, meeting your future spouse because your flight was delayed. Those moments where things just unexpectedly work out beautifully.
Totally. Like the universe just lines things up for you, unplanned. The charming story and the sort of lilting sound of the word capture that joy and surprise. It makes coincidence feel special.
Serendipity reminds us how much chance plays a role, even in language itself. Celebrating those beautiful accidents. Okay, moving from happy accidents to maybe looking back at peaceful times. Halcyon.
Halcyon.
They're all-
As in halcyon days, we hear that phrase a lot. It describes a period of peace, prosperity, happiness, often used nostalgically for a sort of golden age.
And the origin is mythological, right? Something about a bird.
Yeah, steeped in Greek myth. The halcyon bird, probably linked to the kingfisher, it was said to calm the seas during its winter nesting period.
Calm the seas in winter. So the original halcyon days were like this peaceful patch right in the middle of storm.
Exactly, a calm spell. Now we use it more broadly, of course. Think back to the halcyon days of childhood, maybe. or a period of economic calm, it evokes this treasured memory of deep peace and stability.
It's amazing how that myth, a bird calming the water, got tied to this feeling of idyllic happiness. Really shows how myths give language depth.
It does. Halcyon isn't just happy. It carries that specific weight of nostalgia, that longing for a perfect, serene past, almost sacred in a way.
Okay, get ready for the ultimate aha moment word, I think. Epiphany.
Epiphany, yes, powerful one. That sudden, striking realization, a moment of absolute clarity. The Greek origin, epiphania, meant a manifestation, an appearance, often religious, like a divine truth revealing itself.
Like the Christian epiphany, but now we use it more generally, right? For any moment where things just suddenly click.
Exactly, that light bulb moment. Could be a life-changing realization about your path, or maybe a detective finally seeing how all the clues fit together. It's instant illumination. The word itself has this sharp, flowing rhythm that kind of suggests that burst of understanding.
It does feel like that. And epiphany gives real weight to those moments. It's more than just, oh, I get it. It feels profound.
It really does. It highlights how language can capture those critical mental shifts, turning them into something significant, a revelation.
Yeah, seeing things in a totally new light. Okay, now for something maybe a bit more intense. A specific emotional state. Limerence.
Limerence. Yeah, this one might be new to some folks. It's that intense, involuntary romantic infatuation. Often comes with obsessive thoughts, a really strong desire for the other person to feel the same way.
And it's a pretty recent word, isn't it? Coined by a psychologist.
It is. Dorothy Tenoff, 1979. Before that, we might have just called it, being head over heels, maybe obsessed. Limerence gives it a specific clinical-ish name.
Does that make it sound too clinical, though? Or does the precision help?
I think the precision helps, actually. It names a very specific, powerful feeling that lots of people experience but maybe couldn't quite label. That all-consuming focus analyzing every little interaction.
Right, like staring at your phone, waiting for a text back.
Exactly. We finally have a word for that specific kind of agony. It shows how language evolves to give us finer tools to talk about complex human feelings.
Okay, speaking of specific feelings, you know when you walk into certain places, like an old building, maybe an old shop, and you get hit with this wave of some nostalgia maybe, triggered by a smell or just the vibe?
Oh, yeah. That specific atmosphere.
Well, there's a word for a very specific version of that feeling. Velocore.
The velocore, yes. Specifically, the nostalgic feeling you get from the smell or atmosphere of an old bookstore.
An old bookstore. That's amazing. It's so niche, but I know exactly that feeling.
Isn't it great? It comes from the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, a project that coins words for unnamed emotions. They built it from Latin roots, vellum for parchment, and ichor again for essence or spirit. So, spirit of old parchment.
Spirit of old parchment. Wow. So that feeling. Dusty shelves, old paper smell, quiet contemplation. That's velocore.
Exactly. It's so specific, but so many people, especially book lovers, instantly get it. It's a perfect example of a modern coinage filling this resonant niche. Shows language is still creative, still finding ways to define these subtle shared experiences.
It makes you want to pay more attention to those little atmospheric moments. Okay, let's move on. Words for maybe unique characters, grand nature, things that feel a bit otherworldly.
Stretching the imagination, yes. Characters, nature, the sublime. Kicking us off with a classic literary one, quixotic.
Quixotic. Tilting at windmills, it means like unrealistically optimistic, right?
Yeah.
Impractical, idealistic. Pursuing noble goals that seem impossible.
Exactly. Straight from Don Quixote, Cervantes' hero, who fought windmills thinking they were giants. He embodies that noble but maybe futile quest. So quixotic describes that kind of dreamer. Grand ideals, even if they seem absurd to others.
So it captures both the maybe silliness, but also the admirable spirit, like trying to save an old theater against all odds, inspiring people even if it seems hopeless.
Precisely. The literary origin gives it so much backstory. It allows us to admire that hopeful defiance, that idealism, even while acknowledging it might not work out. Speaks to the appeal of dreaming big.
Maybe we need a bit more quixotic thinking sometimes. Okay, next, a word for beauty that's almost not there. Really delicate. Ethereal.
Ethereal. Lovely sound. It means extremely delicate, light, airy, almost too perfect for this world. Heavenly, spiritual. Comes from Greek etherios, meaning of the upper air, the pure air the guides breathed.
So something super light, almost translucent, like a ballerina's grace or mist in a forest, making it look ghostly.
Exactly. What's captivating is how the sound itself, ethereal, feels airy, mystical. It captures that sense of transcendence, profound fragility, beauty that feels just slightly out of reach, connects us to the sublime.
Gives form to that almost spiritual delicacy.
Okay.
From delicate to dazzling, aurora, like the northern lights.
Precisely. That natural light show in the sky near the poles, but the word also means dawn.
Ah, right. Two meanings.
Yeah, the Latin origin, aurora, just means dawn. And it's linked to Aurora, the Roman goddess of dawn. So it ties together spectacular light and new beginnings.
So you could describe the aurora dancing across the sky, all greens and pinks, but also use it metaphorically.
Absolutely. As a metaphor for hope, a fresh start after darkness. That dual power, the concrete, awesome sight, and the abstract, hopeful concept is really something. It covers what we see and what we deeply hope for.
New possibilities. Okay, staying with nature, but gentler. Zephyr.
Zephyr. Just a lovely word for a gentle, mild breeze, a soft wind.
Comes from a god, right?
Yep, Greek Zephyros, the god of the west wind, associated with springtime, gentle breezes. So the word carries that mildness, that pleasantness.
So it's not just any breeze, it's specifically a nice one.
Pretty much. A warm zephyr stirring the curtains, carrying a scent. Or metaphorically, maybe just a zephyr of dissent when everyone else agrees. It's that light touch of air. Calm, refreshing.
And naming it after a god gives it that flowing quality, almost personifies the air. It makes you notice those subtle, calming bits of nature.
Exactly, those little movements that create peace. And for a word that means pure paradise, ultimate bliss.
Ooh, a paradise word. Elysian, like the Elysian fields.
That's the one. Blissful, delightful. Resembling paradise, the Greek mythological afterlife for heroes. A place of perfect happiness, eternal spring. So Elysian means idyllic, heavenly.
So it could be a place like an Elysian escape in a meadow, or a feeling like Elysian joy.
Both. It transports you to that state of perfect peace, beauty, contentment. That deep mythological root gives it weight. It's the ultimate paradise word, expressing that yearning for perfect peace.
Speaks to that deep human desire for serenity. Okay, now here's one for a feeling I bet lots of people know but don't have a word for. Apricity.
Apricity, yes. It means the warmth of the sun in winter.
The warmth of the sun in winter. I love that feeling. There's a word for it, seriously.
There is a beautiful, somewhat rare word from Latin apricus, meaning warmed by the sun. Think about a cold, crisp day. Air's sharp, but the sun's out, and you feel that unexpected warmth on your skin. That contrast, that's apricity.
That little pocket of warmth, like feeling it on your face walking through snow, it names that simple, quiet comfort so perfectly.
And its specificity is what's great. It names this universal feeling we just might say, oh, sun feels nice. It isolates and celebrates its quiet, understated beauty, making the ordinary feel special just by naming it.
It really does. Makes you notice those small, warm moments more. Okay, last one in this section. A word not just for a state of mind, but a beautiful state of mind. Inner harmony.
Eunoia, right?
Yeah.
Means a state of normal mental health, but also beautiful thinking or goodwill towards others. Greek eu, good, and nous, mind. Literally, good mind.
So it's more than just being mentally healthy. It's like well-ordered thinking, harmonious.
Exactly. Not just smart, but balanced, constructive, positive, free from turmoil, like approaching challenges with calm wisdom, compassion, that clear, well-functioning mind.
Mental well-being with an aesthetic quality.
Kind of, yeah. And the sound in eunoia, it's melodic. It points to appreciating clarity, harmony, and thought itself. Suggests cognitive health and beautiful thinking are linked.
It makes you think about the quality of your own thoughts, doesn't it? That thinking itself can be well-ordered, almost like an art form. Especially now, with so much noise.
Indeed. In this information-saturated world, eunoia reminds us of the value of mental clarity, balance, the elegance of a harmonious mind. It's like a call to cultivate that inner quiet. So looking back, that's quite a collection we've gathered.
It really is, and these words, they really do invite you, the listener, to see and feel and talk about the world in a different way. They're like powerful tools.
Exactly. Tools to articulate things that are hard to put into words. Those nuanced feelings, those specific experiences, they're not just vocabulary. They're like keys, unlocking new ways to perceive and express.
Keys, I like that. Okay, but the practical side. How do we actually use these beautiful words without sounding pretentious or like we just swallowed a dictionary?
Right. It's definitely not about suddenly sounding like Shakespeare. Please don't do that. It's more about being intentional, subtle. So maybe a few practical tips.
Yeah, let's do it. How to weave these in naturally. Tip 1, probably most crucial. Match the context.
Absolutely critical. Choose words that fit the tone, the mood, the message. Like picking the right fabric. You wouldn't use something dark and heavy like tenebrous to describe a sunny day, right? You'd use apricity for that winter sun warmth. The goal is to enhance, not distract.
It's about precision, impact, not just showing off. You need that feel for the situation, finding the exact right word for that moment.
Exactly. When it feels right, it just blends in. It becomes part of your thought, not some clunky addition. Which leads nicely to tip 2. Use them sparingly.
Less is more. Got it.
For sure. They're potent, like strong spices. Little goes a long way. Overuse them. Stuff too many into one sentence and it just feels forced. Overwhelming. Sprinkle them in deliberately.
Let them shine. One perfect word can be way more powerful than a bunch of fancy ones that don't quite fit, like using scintilla for just a tiny spark or fulgent for something really dazzling.
Spot on. Their rarity makes them stand out more when they do appear. Okay, tip 3. Practice pronunciation.
Oh, definitely. Especially for words that sound beautiful.
Right. Words like mellifluous or chiaroscuro, they have their own music. Say them confidently, clearly, appreciate their rhythm, listen to how others say them if you're unsure. Mumbling them just kills the effect.
Yeah, the sound is part of the beauty, like we discussed. Confident, correct pronunciation lets that inherent charm come through.
It makes it resonate. Okay, number 4. Enhance with imagery. Don't just drop these words in isolation.
Give them friends.
Exactly. Pair them with vivid metaphors, similes, good descriptions. Paint a whole picture. Instead of just the light was luminous, maybe. The luminous moon hung like a polished pearl in the inky sky. Create an immersive scene.
It helps the listener really feel it, connects the word's beauty with imaginative description, brings it all alive.
It's about synergy. The word's precision plus your imagery creates that powerful effect. Okay, and the last tip, one that really deepens your connection. Explore the origins. Etymology.
The backstories. Yeah, that does make a difference.
It really does. Knowing where a word came from, its history, the stories baked into it. It sparks creativity. Like knowing petrichor is stone plus God's blood, it changes how you feel that smell, adds wonder.
Makes it richer than just rain smell.
Exactly. And understanding the origin makes you a more intentional, more powerful user of the language. You get why it feels beautiful, how it earned its nuance. It turns every word into this mini story.
A story you can then use more effectively.
Precisely. You wield it with more precision, more evocative power.
Wow. What a journey through these linguistic gems. From mellifluous sounds to incandescent passion, serendipitous finds, halcyon days.
It really shows the richness available to you, the listener. This amazing palette to describe the world's complexity, its beauty, its feelings. They're keys, like we said, unlocking new layers of perception and expression.
Keys waiting to be used, which maybe leads to one last thought, something for you to mull over. Knowing these words, appreciating them, it does more than just grow your vocabulary, right? It might actually expand how you see the world. Think about it. By having a name for something, by being able to articulate a nuance or a beauty you couldn't before, you start noticing it more. So what other unnamed wonders, what subtle feelings, what profound moments are out there in your world?
Waiting for their perfect word. Maybe waiting for you to notice them, find the word, or maybe even be inspired to create one yourself. Keep exploring, keep listening, keep connecting with the magic that's right there, living inside language.